It's getting warmer and certainly windy for many of you. What does the weekend hold? Your forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas starts right now.
This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, Rusty back here at Meteo Mundo, Friday, March the 8th. I hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great week, and I hope you have some great plans for the weekend ahead. Coming up, we'll look at the forecast across the Caribbean and the Bahamas, and we'll get right into it here on this Friday. You're looking at the broad perspective, our visible satellite imagery, the current temperatures on the board. It's getting pretty warm in most of our area. If you look, there are some areas of the Yucatan in Mexico and Central America that have actually gotten up to the upper 90s or even hit 100 degrees this afternoon. Many more islands are in the upper 80s, touching 90 degrees with a pretty fresh east to southeast wind. Now, one of the exceptions is going to be my friends of the Bahamas. They've had some heavier rain the last couple of days. That rain is pretty much done right now. You can see a few sprinkles have redeveloped in the southern sides of Florida. They're trying to drift off the coast from West Palm and Miami. Maybe a stray shower for Walker's Key, the western sides of Grand Bahama and Bimini for today. But otherwise, we're beginning to shear off the clouds. We've got a pretty nice weekend ahead. It may not be completely dry in the Bahamas for the weekend, and we'll look at that coming up. But temperatures are absolutely lovely. They're in the lower 80s. We've hit some 90-degree marks through portions of Cuba. We've hit some mid and upper 80s in the Cayman Islands. My friends in Kingston, Jamaica have hit 88 for today. The humidity has certainly been on the rise as well. Temperatures through portions of Hispaniola, throughout portions of Haiti and the Dominican Republic have been at or above 90. Places like Santo Domingo have gotten close to that for today as well. And temperatures just beginning to tail off here late on this Friday afternoon. We had a little bit of shower activity trying to develop through portions of Puerto Rico. They're in the mid and the upper 80s. In the 80s, reigns supreme through portions of the Lesser Antilles. Couple of spots again right on that 90-degree mark. Now, one area that I've been watching for a little bit of rain on this Friday afternoon is places like Dominica, on over towards Martinique, on up towards Guadeloupe. You can see this cloud coverage here. We've had at least a few stray passing showers through portions of the island. Now, one of the areas that have had a little bit more concentration of rain this week have been Barbados. Now, today, there hasn't been a lot of shower activity near the island, but you still notice that there's a little stream of clouds. What happens is our easterly winds provide that moisture to be lifted by Barbados, and because it's east of the rest of the islands, then you have this lifted moisture that then drifts west towards places like St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they can actually catch a stray shower out of some of that lifting that happens as that moisture goes over Barbados. You can see St. Lucia on the southern side of the island, their temperature dropped a little bit as they had some clouds and an isolated shower. And it's pretty warm right now and mainly dry for my friends in Trinidad and Tobago. Very dry and a strong easterly breeze for the ABC Islands. Look, friends, we're in store for a beautiful weekend through most of the area. No hype forecast here on Meteo Mundo. I want you to enjoy it for us here. We'll talk about a few areas that have a chance for some rain over the weekend, but there's going to be a lot of areas that'll be warm, windy, but dry. Speaking of the winds, let me throw on those winds real quick for you here. And again, there's not a lot of areas with significant gusts. We're going to have our fresh easterlies in place through the Lesser Antilles and the U.S. and the British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. You can see a 32-mile-an-hour wind gust down there near the ABC Islands. And again, that will kind of continue to be the case. It's Bon Air that reported that 32-mile-an-hour wind gust. But you get the idea. And the winds will be a story for us here, and the temperatures climbing as well. Now, I have already posted my initial thoughts on the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season, and I'll have a link to that video coming up at the end of this video. But one thing that I'm going to be closely monitoring are the sea surface temperatures. Again, right now, you're looking at sea surface temperatures through the Caribbean, the Western Atlantic, and the Gulf of Mexico that are typically running about where they should be in mid-July. Anywhere that you see yellows, those are sea surface temperatures at or above 24 degrees Celsius. But when you get into the oranges, and especially the reds and the darker reds, that's areas more than 28 degrees Celsius. And then a couple of spots, one southeast of Trinidad and Tobago, and then this little area in the eastern tip of Cuba and the western sides of Haiti Sea surface temperatures near 30 degrees Celsius already. We're also seeing that right now off the coastline of Honduras and Nicaragua, back down towards Costa Rica and even portions of Panama as well. Extremely hot sea surface temperatures. And again, El Nino is fading away. And getting into a La Nina summer could be a very active pattern for us here. Okay, let's get into our forecast here. And so the first thing I'm going to start off with is not that view. We'll get to Jamaica in a second, but taking a look at the winds over the next 5 days. And just to let everyone know, I just did a members only forecast video a little bit ago, and we took a look at the 10-day forecast. So a little value there if maybe you're thinking about wanting to become a member. Again, it's just 99 cents a month. I'm going to tell you how to become a member here at Meteo Mundo coming up in just a second. But for the 5-day forecast for us here, again, we're going to stay with our strong easterly winds. Now, we are going to get a bit of a wind shift in the Bahamas and maybe portions of the Northwest Bahamas or Northwest Caribbean with our next front, which will be coming our way Tuesday into Wednesday. I do want to highlight Bermuda. This is just an area that gets hammered with strong winds this time of the year. We have these mid-latitude cyclones coming off the United States East Coast. Do you see these white arrows, friends? That is indicative of winds over 30 knots in this area. And they are going to see winds swinging around over the next 5 days in Bermuda, ending up out of the north and the west, and probably in the 30 to 40 knot range. The vast majority of our area will stay with the easterlies. We're going to have some winds in the ABC Islands again in those pinks, 25 knots and higher. And again, the models have been coming in slightly stronger with this next front. When I looked at the models yesterday, we didn't really even have a turn out of the north with the winds with this next front, but you can see that happening now in the Bahamas as we get a broad area of low pressure trying to develop off of the east coast of Florida, the western Atlantic. It's pretty indicative this time of the year. Again, we get this energy kicked out of the eastern Gulf of Mexico. We get a little spin up of a mid-level area of low pressure there, but maybe we pick up a northeast wind as far south as the Cayman Islands and maybe Jamaica. That would be nice to undercut the humidity if nothing else. But this would be for Monday, and you can see those winds trying to swing out of the northeast just a little bit more. Still more than likely, it's a more easterly component than anything, but maybe, just maybe, we sneak in a little bit of a northeast breeze. But otherwise, again, you should expect temperatures in your area to really be ramping up. By the way, surf and sea conditions look really good as well. Small craft should still exercise caution in the Atlantic exposed waters of the Northwest Bahamas. But other than that, I took a look at everyone else, and we're looking good. Let's get outside and enjoy this weekend. Let's take a look at our rain chances here over the next 5 days. And again, you won't see a lot of green on this map. There is no big concentration of rain for us here. Still the opportunity for an isolated shower with the easterlies throughout the Lesser Antilles. I can't tell you it's going to be completely dry, but man, I'd be making some plans to be outdoors, get out there and enjoy it. For my friends in the British Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, again, we're looking very nice. We'll pick up better chances for rain by midweek. There will be a little bit more of an active pattern next week, but the weekend itself looks fantastic. The ABC Islands look to be relatively dry. Strong winds, though. And by the way, easily Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao will be at or above 30 degrees Celsius for daytime highs beginning over the weekend. So we're going to be hitting some 90-degree marks in those areas. It's going to be 90 or above in places like Santo Domingo, even Punta Cana, Puerto Plata as well. Certainly Port-au-Prince, Haiti will be in the lower 90s over the weekend. Again, you can see just a little bit of that moisture coming in with this next front for portions of even the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos by next Wednesday. I'll be monitoring that. There's nothing concentrated there. It's a relatively dry forecast for Jamaica. Again, it is a relatively dry month. It's been a little bit more active this late winter than what we typically see, but over the next 5 days, I wouldn't expect a lot of rain for Kingston and Mandeville and Maypen and Montego Bay and Negril, Ocho Rios, Port Antonio included in that. I'll be monitoring the situation, but again, fresh southeast winds if nothing else. My friends in Belize could actually catch a couple of showers here over the weekend, kind of that morning variety. We typically see that this time of the year. You can see a few spotty showers popping up. The chance for rain any one day is going to be right around 20%, but if I back this up into tomorrow morning, we don't see a lot, but by Sunday morning into afternoon, I had a couple isolated showers into Monday morning as well. So not a fully dry forecast for the coastal sides of Central America Roatan would be included in that. Still mainly dry in Cancun and Cozumel. Now, how is this next front going to impact things? Well, again, we'll be watching for first of all, some rain coming in as we get into our late Sunday and Monday for the Northwest Bahamas. That's the first front that will begin to kind of quickly weaken. The one that I'm talking about is actually not until at least next Tuesday, but more than likely Wednesday for the Bahamas. We got some energy coming out of the eastern Gulf of Mexico to provide that next shower and storm chance. But again, a few showers here, and probably I think we're just a little too far away here Sunday night to look at some of the higher res models in the Bahamas. But again, just stair-stepping this, if I back this back out here for tomorrow and then into Sunday the 10th, as we get into the afternoon hours, this front is weakening, but we could see a few passing showers for Freeport and Lucaya and Marsh Harbor. Once again, though, I'm still making outdoor plans if I live in the Bahamas, as temperatures will be coming back up. And again, a lot of upper 80s and lower 90s throughout the area. Total precipitation over the next 5 days. Well, let's take a look at that real quickly for you here. And again, there we go. Actually, that's pretty perfect. We'll just leave it right there. This would be through basically Wednesday morning, 1 a.m. That works out. You notice there's pretty much only blue here. That means most areas will be less than a ½ inch of rain over the next 5 days. I do want to just highlight real quickly Puerto Rico, because it's something I've been monitoring. This is one area that could actually pick up some showers tonight and tomorrow morning, and then it kind of dries out. But we could get a quarter to a ½ inch of rain in these areas. But I'm just highlighting this because their chance for rain and their highest chance for rain is later this Friday and then into early on Saturday. But there's just not a lot of rain overall. Again, coastal Central America, Guatemala, Belize, up towards the Yucatan, a little bit of rain there. And again, even with the front that I just mentioned, not a ton of rain for the Northwest Bahamas. Again, no hype forecast. Get out and enjoy it, friends. It's going to be a really beautiful weekend ahead. Okay, so how can you become a member and support us at Meteo Mundo? 99 cents a month. You find the join button here on the homepage. You click that. Become a member. Member-exclusive forecast videos, custom badges and emojis. You just want to support the channel. That's a great way to do it as well. Remember, we're also across a lot of social media, providing updates throughout our social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. You got a question, comments, anything you want to do, mymeteomundo@gmail.com. Really, that's where you can send me a picture or a video. If you have a specific question about the forecast, you are more than welcome to drop it down below as well. Thank you for supporting us. If you would like to become a member, just subscribe or just become a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button right now. Thank you for liking the video as well. I certainly appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Let me know what you're going to do. I'm sure I'm going to be jealous. Enjoy it. I'll see you back here soon. Until then, again, if you look at my suggestion video here, that's my initial thoughts on the active 2024 hurricane season, which I see ahead. And I'll keep you updated. Have a great one, friends.